Welcome back, dear students. Once again, in a new part of video, here we will be thoroughly discussing about the causes of migration. Let's try to understand the concept so we can easily understand why the people are moving from place to place. There are many reasons that people migrate for, but generally there are two factors which help the people to move from place to place, and these two factors are called by the name. The first one, push factor, and second is pull factor. Push factors are the force factors, pull factors are attractive factors for the people. Let's try to understand how these factors affect the migration in a great quantity. The first one, push factor. In the push factor, the first one says the war or the conflict that is going on in the country. Because of this, many people's life is not stable, and people always have to face and get ready for the war, and it's very destructive one. So here the people are forced to leave that land and go to the safer place. The current example is Syria. You can just try to look at this country where most of the time the wars are being initiated. So majority of the people try to migrate to the different countries where they can get the refugee, safe place to live on or shelter. Next important push factor is natural or man-made conditions or calamities, just like drought conditions, famine, earthquakes or flood areas. Because some countries are there, they are regularly facing such kind of a natural disasters, and because of that people's life becomes unstable, so they wanted to go to the safer place. So here the best example we can learn from Kathmandu. And in Kathmandu we had an earthquake in 2015 that devastated the life of the people. So people, in order to get the better life, they shifted to the other places in the country, or they shifted to the other country. The third point that we can widely discuss is called as political or religious intolerance, and that can be brought together with the help of this Jews example. It is widely accepted that Jews were killed in a millions of number by Nazis during the Second World War in Germany. So Jews were very afraid to live in Germany, and they shifted and transferred their life to the other countries. It's only because of political and religious interest. In today's world also, we may face such kind of political unrest issues within the country, so people are trying to migrate from place to place and other countries too. And the last important point what we have, that is called as the safety and poor access to the infrastructure, because some countries are not able to provide the good safety standards and the lifestyles to the people. So small villages, those who are located nearby the international borders, okay, they often try to cross the borders during the skirmishes. Are small fights taken place on the border between the villages or to the place to place. So people from less developed area, they try to go to the more developed areas, because in the developed areas they get good, better infrastructure facilities and amenities, the facilities. So here the standard of living is very high, so they can get the better medical facilities, better job facilities, better education facilities, and pollution is also very less. So there people try to migrate. So these are some of the push factors that are forced to the people to go from one place to another. Here we can see better economic opportunities, the safe secure environment, then better cultural and political conditions they get into that country. So people try to go for safe environment, so they wanted to enhance their life. So this is how the push and pull factors help the people to migrate from place to place. This picture will let you know about the push and pull factors and what are the causes, or what are the reasons, or what are the points by which we have the push factors and pull factors. And this one will give the detailed idea about that how people are moving from place to place. It's because of push factor or it's because of pull factors. And this one will give you the intense idea about that. Let's check it out the next point. Next cause is social causes. The social cause is mainly dependent on the better lifestyle, and this better lifestyle can be in the form of a different way, just like form of marriage, getting a good job. Your friends and families are settled in abroad, so they are just informing you, or they just want you also to settle there in other countries. So these are the social causes also help the people to migrate from place to place. Political causes, as discussed previously, war, then persecutions and political intolerance. Because of that, people are forced to migrate. And last one, environmental causes, just like the extreme weather conditions like uh, earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanics. People try to migrate from place to place. So these are some of the prominent causes of migrations that let the people migrate from one place to another one. This shows that the life is not stable. People do try to migrate in order to get the safe environment for themselves and for their family. Now, when the people migrate, they never migrate in only one way. There are some different reasons, and according to the reason, there are some types of migrations that we will discuss right now. Types of migrations, and we know that the types of migration is dependent on the number of migrants, how many wanted to move, what are the reasons for that, and there are some other factors also. And based on to that, we have the different types of migrations, and these are widely categorized as rural to urban, urban to urban, then temporary, then permanent, then voluntary and forced one, international and national and internal, and long and short term. And these things are basically dependent on the few important points. Okay, and these are broadly categorized into the four. The migrations are categorized in economic, then social, then political, and environmental. Let's try to understand here the economic causes. The economic causes is generally based on our better life opportunities, better career opportunities, and here they just try to find it out these better career opportunities into their home country. And because of that, within the country we have some migration, and this type of migrations cost here is called rural to urban migration. Check it out. Rural to urban migrations, here generally people try to move from rural to urban areas, that is from village to cities. It's only because of job opportunities and better lifestyle. Sometimes education and marriage also is the cause for the people to migrate from rural to urban areas. If you consider here, urban areas population was 11.4% in 1901. Now in 2011 it has crossed 30%. So we can understand that more and more number of people are migrating to cities from the villages, and by the 2020 it can be approximately 40% population living in urban areas. Next we have that is urban to urban migration. Now this type of place or this type of migration takes place within the cities to cities. Means people are moving from the small villages, small cities to the larger cities in order to get better perspective of life, better job, better education facility. This type of migration is temporary and permanent. Some people migrate from one place to another permanently without any intention of returning to their region of origin. Means they do not want to return back to their original place from where they have shifted, and this is called as a permanent or long-term migration. Example we can try to understand with the help of married person. Now married person, someone who resides in another country, may choose to stay in the destination country forever and raise a family there. A married couple can decide to choose to live in another country, and there they wanted to live permanently Also, they try to raise their family there itself. So they will live there permanently. This is called as the permanent migration. But there can be some short type of migrations also. For example, students often move to another region for higher education, but in this case they just try to go to place for a smaller period of time. After completing education, they may go back to their original places, but for a short period of time, they may leave for the better job and education facilities. And after completing, they will be back to their original places. This is called as the short term or temporary migration. So this is what the generally migration types. Few more types we shall be discussing in the upcoming session. I hope that everything is clear to you. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself.